Okay, so we're going to get started. Thank you for taking your time out today to learn a little bit more about our business administration program. We know people have busy schedules, so it's great that everyone here could join us today. My name is Carmela McPherson, and I'm one of the advisors here at the School of Continuing Studies. I'm so delighted to be able to speak to you about our business administration program today. Our program manager, Todd Rich, is not able to join us, but I'm quite familiar with all aspects of the program. So our agenda for today, I'll first share some information on York University for those that are not familiar with who we are. I'll then share some information on the program, including our online format. And at the end, I'll talk about the program schedule and how to register. We'll then answer any questions that you have. So just some quick housekeeping items before we start. Please know that please note that we will be recording this session. If you need to jump off, or maybe a friend or a colleague might be interested to learn more about the program, we'll be emailing the recording. Please use the chat tool, submit any questions, and please feel free to submit any questions throughout the presentation, but I will be answering all of the questions here at the end. For those of you that are not familiar with York University is located in Toronto. We're the third largest university in Canada. Our community comprises of 46,000 undergraduate students and approximately 7,000 graduate students. Over 12,000 international students as well from over 178 countries. So just before we get started, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, just get to know you a little bit better. So I'm going to start one of the polls. So this is just to ask, which mode of study are you most interested in studying today? If it was online or face-to-face? Okay, I'll allow just a couple more seconds. Anyone else want to vote? So it looks like the majority of people here today are interested in the online program. However, I will include details about the full-time just in case anyone was still considering that. Next, I just was curious about how much business work experience everyone here has. So if you want to answer if it was 0 years, 1 to 3 years, 4 to 6 years, or over 7+ years. Okay. So it looks like we do have a mix there of 1 to 3 years and 7+ years, which is pretty typical for our programs. We tend to get a range from new graduates along with people who have a lot more experience in the workforce. Okay. So let's get started by talking about some of the key features of our program. So as you may know, we offer two formats, the online, which is considered part-time, and in-person, which is considered full-time. Having these two options allows you to have the flexibility to choose the option that works best for you. Our instructors are award-winning and come from the industry. They understand the theory behind the concepts, and they can apply those theories in a very practical way. One of the major differences of our program is that you can complete the whole thing in either 8 or 9 months, depending on the format. In addition to the short duration, we have a cohort model where students will go through the entire program together. This helps form relationships and networking opportunities outside of the program. Lastly, the program was developed with the help of senior level industry experts, so you know the content is current and meets the needs of employers. Our advisory board members are from some of the best organizations in Canada, and here's just a snapshot of some of the people we work with on our advisory council to help make sure that we're delivering the best program. So who should be taking this program? New and aspiring managers, professionals who want to develop foundational business administration skills, professionals interested in future leadership roles within the organization, as well as people that are looking for a career change. So on the screen, you can see the course listings for each format. You can see the first 5 courses are the same. The full-time offering does have an additional 3 courses. Professional Competencies for Business Success, which focuses on business communication skills. Exploring the Functions of Business, which focuses on business strategy. And a capstone course, which ties all the topics in the program together using case studies. For our course description, please visit our website, or as well, you can send me an email after the webinar. I'll talk a little bit more about the formats in detail shortly. First, let's have a bit more of a look at the in-person schedule. So you can see from this slide what a typical week would look like. In this sample, your first course, Marketing Fundamentals, is taken on the Monday and the Thursday for 3 hours for each session, so a total of 6 hours you would spend on that course that week. And then the Human Resources Management course is taken on Tuesday and Friday, the same 3-hour time slot for 6 hours for the week for that course. So you'll be studying 2 courses at a time. So please note the classroom you're in for the first course of the program is going to be the same throughout. As well, the same is true for the time. The one time slot that you're in will be the same throughout the entire program. So this will help you plan accordingly for your other obligations in your life, or depending if you're working part-time, this can help plan that. So there's a lot of information on the screen right now, but I'll walk you through the 2 formats we offer so you can see which one works and which one would be a best option for you. It's important to know that no matter which format you choose, the content will be the same, just how you learn it will be different. So both formats are facilitated by an instructor. In the online format, the instructor will be guiding you through the whole course, answering questions, facilitating the discussion boards, posting announcements, grading assignments, and providing feedback. There'll be online each day from Monday to Friday. The online course content is available, though, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For the in-person, you'll have 12 hours of instruction each week. As the sample schedule showed, you'll be in class 4 times a week, 3 hours each session. Outside of the in-class instruction, you should budget approximately 8 to 10 hours in total for textbook readings, homework, assignments, etc. And for the online, you should budget 8 to 10 hours per week for all of your work. The courses have pre-recorded instructor presentations, which provide the lecture component of the course. As well, there's online videos, articles to help you learn the material. We built our online courses to provide you with the flexibility to balance your life, work, and your coursework. So there's specific deadlines each week, but you do not need to have to log on to the course any specific time each week to complete your work. So you can log on before work, during work, if your manager allows it, or after night, after you put the kids to sleep. The reason for the amount of effort per week is the in-person program, it runs 2 courses at the same time. Meanwhile, the online program, you're completing 1 course at a time. Thus, the time to complete the whole program is different. So each format has assessments, quizzes, cases, exams, participation. And for the online, final exam can be completed online through our service called Be Virtual, or as well, if it's convenient, you can come into York to sit for the exam on campus. The in-person program does have an application requirement. Since it's an accelerated program, we want to make sure the students have the academic background to be successful. The online program is a direct entry. There's no application required. As I said earlier, the courses in the online do not meet a specific time each week. We have scheduled the in-person courses so they all run at the same time throughout the program, so you can plan your schedule accordingly around that. So just to give you details on the next program schedule, the next online session that begins on September 24th, and it's not too late to register. That one would be finishing up on the 14th of July. And the next full-time in-person session begins on September 10th. And right now, it's not too late to apply for that session. That one would be ending on April 5th. So to either register for our online program or apply for a full-time program, you can please visit our website at continue.yorku.ca. I'm going to take you on just a little quick tour right now of the website so you can see how you can do that. So if you go on our homepage here at continue.yorku.ca, underneath certificates, you have the option to choose business administration, and they have the online and the postgraduate in business administration, which that's the full-time one. So if you were to click on the full-time one, it will lead you to this page. And then if you click just under the enroll button, you'll see the option to apply. It's a $79 fee to apply. And then just make sure you click on the appropriate session and as well international domestic application. As well, right here, if you were to click on the session, it will lead you to the full schedule. And then similarly, if you click on the online option of the business administration certificate, if you go under the enroll button, you'll see the option to register. So this one, again, there's no application, you just directly register here. And similarly, if you just click under the session, you can get a schedule of that program up just so you can see how each course is running. So right now, I'm going to take questions. And as well, this is just if anyone has any questions, maybe they're more relating to their personal situation, or if anything else comes up later that you think of, you can definitely contact me. Again, my name is Carmela McPherson. You can contact me by my email at continue@yorku.ca. As well, if you have any questions maybe after you apply or anything related to your application after applying or your registration payment, you can contact our registration coordinator, Allison. Her email is regscs@yorku.ca. As well, we're both available by phone at 416-736-5616. And so I'm just going to leave that contact information up on screen, but if anyone has any questions, please feel free to use the chat function right now. So we have a question here about if this program has any internships. Currently, we do not offer any internships for this program. However, since we do have the cohort model, it really is a great opportunity to network and make those connections as well. Your instructors, they do have experience in the field, so they're going to be a great resource when it comes to getting to know possible career outcomes that you can get from this certificate. Oh, so we have a question here about the requirements for the full-time program. So the admission requirements for the full-time program is to have a minimum of an undergraduate degree with a C or a 60% average, or as well, we do accept a from a Canadian college a diploma. That would be with a minimum of a B average or 70%. For international students, we do require as well an English language proficiency score. So we have a minimum of an IELTS score of a 6.0 with a minimum of a 6.0 in writing. We have another question here about when is the deadline to apply. So the deadline to apply for international students, we request that you apply at least 3 weeks in advance. We really recommend you apply before the 3 weeks just to allow enough time for visa applications and to make sure enough time for your documents to be sent to us. For domestic students, we accept them up to 1 week before the program starts. Again, we do recommend applying as soon as you can just to make sure everything's in order. This is, of course, dependent on spaces still being available. We can't guarantee always spaces being available right up to the start date of the program. So we have a question here about if the textbooks are included. So textbooks are not included in the tuition fee. We usually recommend students budget about $150 to $200 per course on textbooks. About 1 week before the program starts, you'll be receiving a welcome email, and that'll include information such as the required textbooks. They will be available through the York U bookstore, but as well, you're welcome to buy the textbook from any available resource to you. So some people might want to try some other online sites like Amazon or maybe your local bookstore. We have another question about, is there support for students who haven't been to school in a while? So our programs are intended for students from all backgrounds. So whether you're fresh out of school or if it has been a few years, your instructors are always available for questions, as well as the program coordinator is there to help assist you in any way. They are meant to be very accessible, depending on your background. Even if you're looking for a career change now, it's been many years since you've been out of school, our students do come from a variety of educational backgrounds. Many of our students don't necessarily have to come from even the educational stream that they're going into now. So we'll see if there's any last questions here. So if nobody has any more questions, we might start to wrap this up. But as well, if anyone has any follow-up questions, please again feel free to email me at continue@yorku.ca, or as well, you can as well send in your questions if you'd like to send us a phone call or if you want to schedule a telephone or in-person advising appointment. So it looks like that is it for questions. So I'm going to end the webinar here. Thank you everyone for attending. Again, a recording of this will be sent to your email in case you did have to pop out at any moment or if you missed the beginning. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.